Good evening, 5:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. It's Sunday, August 28th, 2022 here on the East Coast, as I said, at 5:22 p.m. For anybody around the world, I've heard you please for me to put the time and stamp it with the date and the day so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you could do me one small favor here, hit that like button, turn that bell notification to all, and if you take a moment to hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet, and then hit share so you can share it to some of your social media. We're on it all day anyhow. Share it to TikTok, YouTube, wherever. Get it in the algorithm, share it. But today, after I do this XRP, I just want to do XRP because we need to stay focused, and I'll bring in other ones as I need to, but I'm going to be releasing a new one today. And when we go into it, we're going to first start by incorporating the blockchain. And right now what I cover on the channel as we incorporate more ISO coins here, now that we're getting closer to the flip, is XRP, XLM, DGB. We also have XDC. But now we're looking to expand it just a tiny bit further. And the vote this time was between Quant, Algo, IOTA, and HBAR. We have our winner. So after I do my XRP technical analysis, feel free to stick around and watch. I'm not going to tell you now, but we'll unveil it after. And then that'll be in our, maybe not every day, but it's going to be in when it needs to be. But once I get everything incorporated, I'm going to have a nice set list, and it's going to be very fun. Because we still have the next tier after the ISO. So right now with XRP, it's painfully obvious that we could be creating some kind of small reversal. I mean, it's failed to break in the 4 hour. We have to pay attention to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, there's so many pits. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got 8. Here, I'm just going to point it with the arrows so that you guys can see what I'm looking at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I don't count the ones that are up higher. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We had 23 chances. 23 separate 4 hour candles. And we failed to break through. Now, to me, the odds-on favorite is for us to probably come back up here and make a small little pump at minimum to try to trap a few more people. And at the very least, you come back up 1.6%. But I could also see it either coming back up to 35 cents or, once again, maybe trying to do some weird action here. But I find it would be very hard to get past here at 35.63. But could I see it coming up there? Sure. I sure could, because then you could have something like this, swing back around, and we need an ultimate rejection maybe to get us through this area. Right now, the problem is we've had all those attempts, and either we're waiting for the barrel to fall, and that's why I haven't shorted it yet, until we break 33.26, and that just should show you how accurate these charts are, because that 33.26 has held up and been used for the ultimate support resistance line for I don't even know how many days now. And it's putting my technical analysis and it's spotlighting it because these are dead on. Where I'm saying it breaks and what needs to happen is playing within it. And now you can see what's going on. We just need to break this next level. This is what we've been waiting for. And I understand the up and down volatility better than anybody. That's why I haven't shorted the market by leverage trading it. It's got to break this 33.26 confluently. And what I want to see is in a smaller time frame for it to come down, back test it, and then show that a rejection. If I show you what's going on lately, once we get below it, I'll go into a little bigger time frame so you can see. What keeps happening is, I got to do it in a different way, otherwise it's not going to make sense. I guess it would. Okay, I'll do it in the 5 minutes. So you see the red line? What we're looking for is when we have these moments, it might be better in the 1 minute just so you can see more data because it's so small. So these moments like this, when we break down, what we want to see is some kind of follow through where all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, now every time it comes up it's just instantly, you can even do this, but you're always ending up on the bottom side. So then this is being resistance. Right now it's still trying to act as support, even up to current times. So with that being said, in the 1 minute time frame, likely what's going on here is it might be trying to come back up to this area. If it breaks out of here, because then we could have a small V correction to try to build some steam. Because you can see we come around, we've made this could be considered a handle. Maybe you come up here again, then you done this, and then maybe you have to come up here again, but we're looking for some ultimate rejection point or crack of support, so we know, which is right here. We need this line to break. So that's what I need you to know with XRP. So make sure to hit the like button if you agree with the XRP analysis. And if you want to get some XRP, join me over on BITGET, and it's very simple. All you have to do, and I'll show you in 30. Okay, so all you have to do is join me in trading XRP in the USA with no VPN required. Is in the video description below, you'll see the BITGET ambassador. Trade with me via the #1 copy trading platform in the world on BITGET. Click that partnered link, no VPN required in the USA. Search me also after you do that, XRP Future Millionaire in the copy trading, and you can copy trade with me when the time is right. So now, without further ado, I want to add the next one into the list. And it was almost alarming how much it beat Algo by. Algo did have a run at the end, but it lost out by about 7 to 8 votes, so it got far enough apart to where I had to pull the plug. So now if you'd like to vote in the comments below between Algo IOTA, which will be released at the same time, or if you want to do H-bar. And no, we're not going to go on beyond that. So for this one, H-bar, Algo, or IOTA. I need you to vote below. H-bar, Algo, IOTA, because we got to get through this before we get to the next tier. So Quant. So you've been asking, I've listened. XRP can't do what it does without Quant. Ripple can't do what it does. Stellar can't do what it does. Fin Network can't do what it does. Nothing can. It needs Quant. It's at the center of it all. So Quant, the future of finance. I'm very excited about this. I've been waiting a long time to start doing Quant. So unlocking the power of blockchain for everyone. We deliver interoperable ecosystems and real-world solutions at lower cost, enable new business, and mitigate risk. I get a lot of people that ask me, Tom, why do you go through and put such an emphasis now on the information and not just give us the charts? I want you to understand what you're buying, and I want you to gain the knowledge to understand if this is what you really want, or some fudster on YouTube's telling you what to buy. If you have all the information, you can no longer use the excuse that I didn't know. Stick with me, and within every update, I'll be releasing valuable information within one of the coins that we talk about, along with the in-depth technical analysis of what I believe is important at the moment. XRP will always be the main focus, XRP Future Millionaire. XLM will be a secondary focus, side bet on XLM. And DGB will always be in the fold with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. And then XDC is part of the XRP, XLM, XDC, and so is Quant. So you could really go Quant, XRP, XLM, XDC if you want to go in the tiers. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I believe if you have all the information in one place, it's going to make it that much easier to weed out the bullshit and then find some relevant information on YouTube, because there is some there. Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing is a good place to look. Just type it in the YouTube search or look in my video description below. So, an empowered, interconnected world. We serve banks, asset managers, and other financial institutions, enterprises, and technology partners, and fintech developers who support them. So I want to go through this, and then we'll continue on this journey with the Explore the Future after this. After this update, at our next Quant update. So create value, reduce cost, mitigate risk. Capital markets, assets of all kinds, both physical and digital, are being tokenized. Issuers are gaining access to entire new pools of liquidity, while investors are diversifying their portfolio in ways they could only dream of just a few years ago. Payments, cross-border payments, whether in digital currency or fiat currency, are more flexible and secure when handled over blockchain. Digital currencies, central banks across the world are investing in the adoption of digital currency, CBDC, while commercial entities are issuing their own stablecoins, often to great acclaim. Compliance. Blockchain can make the analysis of transaction patterns easier for tax authorities, regulatory bodies, and other responsible institutions. It can be used to simplify self-declarations, enforcements, or anti-money laundering operations. Blockchains, so supply chain and trade finance. Blockchains are bringing clarity and certainty to areas such as procurement, logistics, provenance, their provenance, customs, and payments, helping to make notoriously complex global supply chains much more efficient. Insurance. By removing intermediaries, blockchain could completely transform the insurance industry with a wide range of use cases, from the optimization of existing processors to the introduction of new business models. So why again is Quant? Oh, that's right. Runs this whole damn thing. Quant's actually running the whole show. Secretly. Man, we got so much stuff to talk about. Look at these future things we're going to talk about with articles, ladies and gentlemen. As recently as August 18th, not just that, and this should get your blood flowing when we get down here. There's a lot of stuff that we get to get into with Quant, and they do a hell of a job, including the news section that we can now go to whenever we do updates. And when we find stuff, August 18th, the Overledger 2.2.13 is a maintenance release. So it tells you everything that's going on within Quant and everything that's going on around. And their focus is on the future of finance. So I'm excited to put Quant into the fold. And now we have to get into Quant's technical analysis. So everybody knows the drill. If you don't know the drill, when I add a new coin, which on ISO basis, we completely wipe out, unless I can explain to you if we don't have. Okay, so I'm going to completely wipe out the chart so that we can get there together. So if you're a fan of Quants, I will also be putting in here, and I don't think I should do it related to Tether because I'm going to need a bigger history than just going back to February. We'll see. We go back here. Let me do a quick search for Quant. I guess 2021 is as far back as I might be able to go here. Okay, so I'll work with what we have in front of us. So, with Quant, this is on BitTrex. I might be able to get a slightly longer one. Hold on, let me find. Okay, so here we are. This is slightly farther. I mean, it's not that much. It's like back to July. So, in order to understand where Quant's going, we have to understand why this rally happened. So if you actually look at this for what it is, we come from this resistance area. We're using it I'm using this area right here, the top of it, because we're in the daily. So we're not using the top of the wicks, but we're coming across evenly. That's the downtrending resistance. So if you actually look at it, did Quant do anything more than come back up to downtrending resistance? I don't think so. And then when we break it down a little bit farther, and we'll break it down in a couple different ways so that nobody gets lost. So now when everybody's like, what's the top end potential on Quant if it were to come down? Well, this is your pattern. You're in a falling channel, basically. And we can draw it a couple different ways if we want. And we can say, okay, well, these are fake outs to the bottom side. And some people might come like this and be like, okay, it's like this. Something like this. And then the bottom was just an anomaly. So some people might draw it like that and say we're on a descending triangle. And if you look in smaller time frames, you get something like that. I would beg to differ and say, well, that's great. But we also need to see if these points like this are actually like a falling channel and stop trying to build something that might not be there. And this would suggest that if we break for Quant, we have a target. After a rejection here, we should come down to roughly $51. I mean, $69.42. I was looking at the bottom of where something else met, but that's getting ahead of ourselves here. So let's put a reminder here. Why is it going so slow? There we go. So then, if 69.65 is broken, then the bottom end potential comes down here. So yes, you can actually have a much lower target. And that means you would come down here, and the bottom end of this would be $17.87. So yes, Quant's low end potential is $17.78 down there. If this is actually a falling channel, that would be the lowest possible scenario. And then to me, if the market's died like that, I don't know if it can come down that far, but if it did something like this, then you'd expect a bullish reversal and then just to come out into oblivion probably. But that's what could possibly be happening with Quant. So that's what's happening long term. Now we have to see what's happening short term so you guys know the immediate short term. So if we look at this, we have an immediate resistance line right here. In the short term, just pay attention to this. You can write it down, $100.60. That's the 200-day. That's going to be the biggest rejection point right now. So we're going to see how we react to that line. And then if we don't pass the 200-day and make our way back up to the uptrending resistance, we are in a mighty big bear flag. So don't be surprised if we get rejected here. And we're going to use this as a rejection right now. That's your target. So your next technical target will get you down to about $83.94. Assuming we were to break down. So that's Quant. It'll be part of the fold. I hope you appreciate it. And remember to vote for Algo, IOTA, or H-bar. I have a feeling Algo is likely going to take it as it had a 2-to-1 advantage over H-bar and a 3-to-1 advantage over IOTA. Stay blessed, everybody.